Hello, and welcome back to The Sad Juice. I almost called this the wrong name. Yes. Hi. How are you?
Hi. I'm doing fine.
This is great. We're starting off the podcast as awkwardly as the other one ended, which isn't a big surprise to me considering that we kind of both suck at this because we are new to this. Me more so than you, because you do have a YouTube channel already.
It's okay. But because this is a podcast, we do need to talk.
Yes, we do, unfortunately, which is the worst thing that I...
Right. And for this episode, you're going to be the one starting us off.
Yeah, well, listen, there was nothing
planned.
There was nothing planned for this, so I really don't know how it's going to go. Let's start... Well, I'm just going to start off with talking about what happened yesterday. Like, man, yesterday was like a fucking windstorm. Am I allowed to? No, I'm not allowed to curse. I'm sorry.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Man, did you see the snap of one of our friends? Like, there was like this whole branch that fell on her trunk and on her car.
I didn't see that, but I do remember waking up this morning because like it was raining a lot. Right?
Yeah.
I woke up this morning and I went outside and I looked out, and there were people. There was like a big puddle and it was flooding into somebody's.
Oh God.
Into their home, right? Because I live in an apartment. There's like a dip or whatever.
Yeah.
It's not the point. The point is that like the water level rose so much that it was like leaking into their home, and they had to come in with like pumps and like drain the water out. So it got really bad. But I woke up to the sound of just like water pumps taking, sucking water up. But yeah,
The good old suck.
It was really bad.
Wow, man. Yeah, so I was like awake when it was like occurring, you know? Like I had gone home from work, it was like late at night, and I was like, oh shit, it's raining a lot. And also, mind you, I was not driving my car, I was driving someone else's car because I was just in a car accident. Oh, wow. That's not the point. The point is that I was at home, and then all of a sudden I saw like this bright light. I don't know what it was. It could have been a pole, like just, you know, I don't know.
A light pole?
Yeah, a light pole that just like went down. But TBH, I think it was aliens, you know? I wouldn't put it past them. Little fuckers.
Who?
Aliens.
Aliens? You believe in aliens?
Of course I believe in aliens. Do you believe in aliens?
I mean, I don't want to say yes, but I also don't want to say no.
Exactly. That's the whole thing with aliens. You like, of course, like I feel like there's definitely got to be like some other beings out there, right?
I mean, I guess if you think about it that way. I mean, technically there are living beings all around us, but...
Very enthusiastic. I appreciate it. Okay, alright, calm down with your 5-shot or whatever that is.
All I'm saying is that if you believe in science and whatnot, then yes, technically there are other beings out there. The universe is infinite, therefore there could be another Earth somewhere housing humans as well. Maybe they're just a different breed of humans, technically, you know, like, what if their breed of human had like 2 extra arms, right? And that would be.
Of course, I believe in aliens. That was so well timed. Oh God, no! This is a very professional podcast.
You know, I was waiting for that. I was waiting for that moment where like you let go of the record button, and all of a sudden it tries to like replay you back.
Man, we really should have gone with option A, but you know what? This is much more smoother. It's as it's as smooth as trying to. I'm not gonna say it. Anyways, yeah, go ahead.
Well, all I was gonna say was just like if you believe in science or whatever, right? Then technically there are aliens. Technically, there would be a new breed of human if there was, and they had 4 arms. We wouldn't call them humans. We would call them aliens, even though they look. It's like Doctor Who. Have you ever seen that?
No.
Doctor Who is basically a show where this dude's in this police box, right? Or yeah, he's like in his police box or whatever, right? And then what's the police box? Phone booth. It's been so long since I've seen it, but like it's called a TARDIS, and he travels through time, and they're like these alien creatures that are like he's a time lord, right? And time lords essentially they look human and whatnot and all this, but they're immortal, so they never age. they can die by like fatal wounds and such, but like as far as time goes, they don't age. And if they were to die, they have different reincarnations. They have 13, or the doctor has 13. I think he's on his 12th right now.
Oh my goodness.
I think, I don't remember specifically, but I think he's on his 12th reincarnation.
Yeah.
Right? But everybody considers him like an alien. Nobody really thinks of him as human, even though he looks human. He has 2 hearts, right? So everyone's considering him an alien. And I think on another planet, if aliens were such a thing, if you believe in that, then, and they looked human, then I think that we'd probably consider them just like the doctor, you know, looks human, but it's just an alien. I don't know. What do you think about aliens?
I don't know. I kind of think of them to be like a little squishy, a little fat, little chunky, short dudes. But then I also feel like that, you know, X-Files, they could be like super duper tall and just like weird little skin people, you know? Does that make sense? Just like
Men in Black, like that?
Kind of, yeah, but like no clothing. They're naked because they have no genitalia. They have no worries. They're like, we're perfect. We have the body type that everyone wants.
Yeah, like Men in Black.
Alright, well, you know what? Okay.
Have you seen like
I have, but I'm thinking about the Men in Black that have the guns, that have the tuxedos.
Oh, okay. Well, I was thinking about like, because there was a scene where it was they were at the post office. I remember that one explicitly.
Yes.
My favorite was like the beatboxing alien. Well, not the beatboxing alien guy, but he was like beatboxing.
Wait, is that with the tiny shrimp or something? Or am I just thinking of the
Yeah, I know. Well, there was they were the shrimp looking dudes. They're the funny guys. They're like, hey, what's up? What's up?
Oh yeah, that's where I get my personality from.
Those guys are the funniest.
If I had to be an alien, I would be one of them, because honestly, they really do resemble me. You know, short, weird.
I was waiting for the second one. You just kept
Nothing.
it like short.
That's it.
And I was like, is there something next?
No, that's it. It's literally just their height and their crackheadness. That's all that I get. You know, they are my true fathers. So it would feel really good to go back home with them. Alas, I really cannot, because, you know, I'm stuck here on this planet. What a darn toot and shame. Your ancestors, man. I feel like my ancestors would not be happy with where I am right now. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't even know about my ancestors. Like, because I picture my ancestors being like big ass people, and just like they look at me and I'm a skinny shrimp.
Just like, hey, you boy.
He's like, hey, you, where you belong? And I was like, I'm one of you guys. But then
they'll just point at you and they're like, stick.
you pathetic twin.
Oh my god.
We are full three.
Oh, I didn't know your ancestors were Russian. You know, that made sense. That does make sense. You are built different, as the kids say.
I am built very different, as opposed to like what would traditionally be my I don't want to say like race, but like my race stereotype.
The build per se.
Yeah, the build. Because I don't have my I guess cultural build, I guess.
Oh my god, talking about build, this car right next to us is built different. Like, do you see that? Those lights are so weird. Okay, I'm sorry. Talking about aliens too. Jesus. Okay, maybe they have come for us. Maybe they're here. Jeffrey, we're about to get probed. How do you feel about that?
What a weird segue. But I mean, I guess, like...
Segue? I'm sorry, that was not a segue. That was a tangent.
Okay. Well, you just started talking about being probed, and I was like, I don't know, like, because being probed could mean so many other things. I think the way that you're thinking about
Okay, they stick it up your butthole.
Okay, well, I guess you could, being probed like that, I mean, I guess it's okay. Depends on, like, how big the probe is, because I can only take, like, one probe at a time.
Didn't you say your little brother listens to this?
I don't know.
Alright, well, anyways, back to the...
This is how I talk at home. This is...
I see.
This is my everyday speech.
Wow, couldn't be me. Who's the juice and who's the set now? Okay, What were we talking about before I got so distracted by that one weird car? I think we were talking about build ancestors.
Well,
oh yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about our ancestors, and I just like I don't know. I was thinking about like my ancestors wouldn't recognize me as one of their own just because of the way that I'm built.
See, I don't know what my ancestors would think of me. I definitely do not have the nest that they did, but I do have a nest that is very specific to me, which is stubbornness. So I think that definitely pairs me up with them. But I don't even know what my ancestors were like or are like, because let me tell you, my grandma and grandpa ran away together, so I will never know unless I take a like DNA test or whatever, which I don't care about because I'm too lazy. So I will most likely never know like where I came from.
You ever thought about taking a DNA test before? You ever like considered the idea?
Yes, but here's the thing. I am too scared to see if, what if someone in my like bloodline isn't actually, who I think they are? Or what if like, maybe a sibling that I have isn't actually my own sibling? It's these questions that I ask myself late at night. I'm like, who am I really? Who do I belong to really? Not who do I belong to, but more than that, like, where did I come from? Where am I going?
Where did you come from? Where did you go?
That's exactly it.
Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
That's exactly it. I think Cotton Eye Joe was really asking the real questions here.
So you're just afraid to like find out if somebody wasn't really your family?
No, I'm more afraid to find out that someone was my family, because then I'll have to go through all that drama and trauma again. It's a cool, fun wave to ride for a little bit, but honestly, I'm just like a little lazy, and I'm like, yeah, you said you're my family, like I'll just go with it, I guess.
You know what I've considered?
Yeah, what?
Taking like a DNA test to see if like any of our friends were like related to me, like third cousin, second removed, or something like that.
Yeah, well, right? here's the funny thing. Okay, so one of our friends, should we say our friends' names or?
No, God no. Goodness gracious, Anna, no.
Okay.
We can say our names because. Like,
all right. Listen. I was asking. Okay. All right. Well, calm down. Jesus, you gotta stop yelling.
Privacy. This microphone's very sensitive right now. You can't. The more that you.
My God. Okay. All right. Well. Okay. Anyway.
I'm just saying, privacy.
Anyway, let me continue with my story.
All right.
One of our friends that we have, I think I know her family until she's like, oh yeah, this is my cousin, and then I'm like, okay, cool. She's like, yeah, I know that person, they're my cousin too, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And then recently I found out that this other person was their cousin too, but not only were they their cousin, they were also connected to this other person. It's such a huge web of people, and I'm like, how? Like, how? How do people just have this much family, Like, I could never. I come from a very, very small family on my mom's side. My dad's side's pretty big, but I don't really talk to them. But my mom's side is, like, really small, so I'm used to having a very, very small family that just, like, minds its own business. But now here I am having friends that have so many family members, and I'm like, well, okay, when am I going to be done meeting your family?
Have you ever heard of, like, there's, like, a theory, I guess, where it's, like, you're connected to anyone and everyone by 7 people.
Yeah,
by at least 7 people. Like, technically, or I mean, under this theory or whatever, like Chris Evans, you could be connected to Chris Evans, being like, your grandfather was friends with a guy who worked in the movie or like film industry, right? Mm-hmm. Who was friends with a guy who knew this guy's uncle, who had a kid, and the kid grew up with Chris Evans as a friend or something, right?
Oh, so
as
you're
like
not talking friend. Like bloodline. You're talking about just like knowing.
Yeah, no. I'm like just the idea of like knowing somebody. Like, I could be related to like Chris Rock because I'm friends with a guy whose brother is a friend of a guy who worked in comedy and was friends with a guy who was friends with Chris Rock. Like, that's the whole idea behind it.
I would argue that that's not really being connected to them. That's being connected to them, I suppose, in like a sense of like, yeah, like there's this slight connection of knowing someone that knows someone. That's more of just like a line that is very faint, I feel like, but it's not. I don't think that would be considered, or at least in my opinion, a true connection. Like,
yeah, no. I mean, like, I don't mean true connection, but I mean, like, in one way or another, you're just like, connected to them somehow.
Yeah, oh my god, hold up. Oh, this is gonna be so awkward. Everyone's gonna hear our unprofessionalness. They're gonna be like, oh geez, okay, there we go. It was quick. It was painless. It was as painless as that earlier thing was where everyone heard the sound. Oh man, this is a professional household. Yes. But yeah, I wouldn't count that as being connected. I feel like being connected is knowing either one of two things: knowing someone personally, or being like connected to them by blood, you know.
Or cutting them open, cutting out half of their large intestine, replacing it with part of your own, and then replacing your part that you cut out with theirs. That way you're connected by large intestine.
Yeah, I mean that's still by blood, you know, you're still connected by blood.
By that point it might as well be blood.
You know, well, it is blood.
It's gonna be blood.
Yeah, well, it's gonna be pretty bloody, yeah.
Blood and poop.
Oh no,
well, because it's the large intestine, that's the process.
Well, yeah, but hopefully you cleaned out your large intestine before you put it into the next person, because that's kind of rude.
No. You had Taco Bell the night before.
Oh God, no.
And the doctors were like, oh shit, literally.
Oh no. They're like, well guys, we gotta pump this shit out.
Have you ever heard of that? Jesus.
I don't think I've ever heard of that, no.
Wait, what?
I don't know, what were you just saying?
Oh, sorry. I was saying there's like this thing where, because there are people who have like, I don't remember what it is, but they have like, some people have like, oh my god.
No, not again.
People have poop problems, right?
Yeah.
What you can do is you can insert healthy poop into your body.
What the fuck?
Right? So like I think it has to be like very specific and very particular, but like, say you have, I don't remember what it is exactly, but like you have poop problems, right?
Mm-hmm.
What you can do is somebody who has a healthy diet and whatnot, they can take a shit, right? And then what the doctors and people will do is they'll take the shit that they took and just shove it up your body. So essentially it's like reintroducing good shit into your bad system. And like, do they get like those, like, you know those big dropper things that you used to like put juice on like a turkey? Do they like suck up the shit with that and then they like stick it up someone's butthole? I would think that no.
Well, you know, it's a method.
It definitely is a method. But I would hope not, because like that just seems like a tarot. I'm thinking more of it's like a speculum. Do you know what those are?
Sure. Yeah, I know words. I know definitions, terminology.
That speculum is something. It's usually used for like vaginas.
So yeah, that thingy. Okay.
Yeah, so you'll insert into the vagina. And
you should have just said it was that one thing that you do the checkups with.
It's that one thing. You know.
It's the alligator clamp.
It's the vagaligator.
Yes, the vagina. Petition to change the name to
Vagaligator.
Vagaligator, yes. There is no other correct way to say it except for that. I will be going into the next appointment being like, yes, I am ready for my vagulator to be inserted.
Vagulator?
Oh man, the more I say it, the worse it sounds. Anyways, as you were saying.
Head to the vagelicopter.
Oh, okay, let's stop while we're ahead. Were we ever ahead? I don't think we were. No.
So let's stop while we were ahead, but I don't know, we were ahead.
Let's just stop while we're here.
Let's just stop.
Let's just stop. Ends the podcast, right? Alright guys, we gotta go, bye.
Alright, peace.
Ew, look at these people. Disgusting.
Stop.
Does anyone else get grossed out by like
people?
Yeah, because I really do. I'll just like look at people and I'm like, ew.
You know, it's been a thing. Like, I used to be able to like look at people directly, right? But now because of this whole pandemic thing and everybody wearing masks and whatnot, it's so hard for me to look at people's faces without a mask, right? Because now I've just gotten so used to just like seeing people's
eyes.
Like, yeah, well, eyes and everything except for the mouth and nose. Occasionally people come in like with their nose or whatever and I'm just like, oh.
Yes, but did you know that's how we register someone into our heads? So we like take key points of their facial features that we recognize and we're just like, okay, this is this person. And so now we're just more used to seeing them with the mask. So then once we see it without the mask, it seems almost alien to us.
You recognize people by like features like noses? Well,
yeah, sometimes like you'll see someone, you'll be like, damn, that nose looks really familiar. If you have not done that yet, you will in the future. Like, that's a thing.
No. Like, I only say that because, like, if you recognize people by their noses, I recognize people by their facial structure.
Well, yeah, it's not just nose specifically that I'm talking about. I'm talking about the entire facial structure.
No, well, I mean, like, specifically, like, you focus on, like, the details of the face, but I just focus on, like, the bone and skeletal structure of their face. Like, if they, I recognize people by, like, if they have a chiseled jawline, as opposed to, like, no jawline, I would recognize whether
no jawline is just potato.
I would recognize like stone and potato. I would recognize, like,
you'd recognize peeled potato versus unpeeled potato. Yeah. I mean, I get what you're saying.
But, like, I wouldn't focus on, like, their specific details. I would focus on the details of the bigger picture.
Yeah, as opposed to, I mean, you know, different people have different ways of recognizing them. I will tend to go for, like, smaller details usually, because, like, people, honestly, everyone looks the same to me, really. I'm just like, yeah, you're a person. Yeah, you look like a potato, you know, it's fine, I don't care if you look.
You're a russet. You're a soft golden sweet potato.
You know, I don't really put color to potatoes. I'm just like, yeah, you're just rolling through life like everyone else is. The only thing that
it's a pineapple.
Well, I don't know what a pineapple would be, but, like, doesn't sound good. I don't know. When I see people, I'm just like, okay, yeah, you're just a person. But when I look at them specifically, I'm like, okay, what is something about this person that makes them stand out or, like, slightly different from everyone else that I can try to remember them by? Because let me tell you, I have 2 coworkers that just joined recently, and their names sound so familiar, and they're roughly the same height, and I'm like, well, this is going to be very fun confusing their names for the rest of the time that I'm still there working.
And if you look at them from the back of their heads, they look pretty much the same.
Yeah, I'm like, well, Jesus, one of you guys is going to get called by the right name, or both of you guys are going to be called by the wrong name. I don't know if that works.
Just label them, like, thing 1, thing 2.
Just, like, in the back of their vest, just slap it on them. Alright,
get back to work. Bah.
I have never, ever, and I don't think I ever will, like, physically touch one of my coworkers. Like, that's just, like, I get along with them great, but, like, I can never imagine touching one of them. It's just, like, so weird. It's like, ew, physical contact, no thank you.
I never used to do that with a guy who I worked with. It was just, like, occasionally, because we would have to be in the same space at one point. We'd bump into each other. But, like, he was a big dude, so I was
like, man, did you guys, like, bump and then accidentally hug and then just, like...
It never got that close, but I do remember slipping and falling in front of him, and he just laughed at me. He was like,
oh, what a fucking asshole.
And I was like, shit, that fucking hurt. And he was like, you stupid. And I was like, shut up, help me.
Did he at least carry you in his arms like a princess?
No, but he helped.
This is where you're supposed to say yes. You're supposed to say yes, you did, because this is where you get the fan art.
No, I'm not gonna describe him. I doubt that.
He was muscular, burly type of man, had a full build, stood at 6'5", could easily tower over him.
Actually, no.
Picked Jeffrey up like he weighed nothing. Chucked him over his shoulder, was like, let's go. Slapped your ass and was like, alright, ready to roll.
There was a little too much detail there for a second, buddy, but no.
This is how you know I was troubled at 15.
This is how you know that I'm trying not to let my troubled self out.
Alright, well.
I'm trying to deny all the trouble.
Deny the trouble away.
The more I deny the trouble, the less it can get to me.
That's okay. It'll catch up eventually. It always does.
You want to hear a joke?
Well, I don't know how good it'll be, but yeah, sure.
What's faster, hot or cold?
Fast and Furious.
I'm gonna have to say I have to stop you right there, buddy.
Alright, well, I have been stopped, apparently.
Forget it. My joke is ruined.
Yeah.
God, I hate that. Well, I mean, like, it's nothing serious, because it's just a joke. I could always repeat it. But, like, just that mood of, like, oh, yeah, I feel so good. I'm going to tell a joke.
Okay, I'm sorry. Now I feel bad. Go ahead and tell your joke.
And then I get cut off. That moment is just like,
You want to know what's really funny, though?
Big ouch.
You want to know what's really funny, though?
No, Anna, because we can't we can't do like you can't show me something visual and then we just have
No. I'm not gonna show you something. I'm not gonna show you this. Okay. No. I'm gonna describe it. It's this man who is biting into a piece of corn, but the picture is taken while he's doing the movement, so it's kind of like, you know, what's that? It's
visual jokes aren't funny when they're just described.
It's a man eating corn and it says on his forehead me, and then the corn is your ass. He's eating your ass. How is that not funny?
Look at how fucking loud you're being right now.
I'm so sorry. This is gonna be such a nightmare to edit.
This is gonna you're gonna break my shit. Look at how fucking loud. Why do you think I've been talking like da 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 for like the majority of this?
Well,
because every time you go ha, even like that, you're peaking. This thing is so sensitive now. I have to readjust it when I get home. It's so sensitive right now.
Well, at least you're not gonna have the issue of having it be underling. Anyways, you want to continue with a different topic?
Sure, but where the fuck did we leave last?
God, I don't know. We talked about. Yeah, let's not try to retrace our steps. Let's just start something.
Start something new.
Yeah.
Well, I've been doing something recently that like I kind of enjoy. First and foremost, I don't read really. Like the only things that I really read are like manga, because I'm just that kind of person. But yeah, I haven't read like a full on like novel or book. What the fuck? I keep losing my train of thought because you keep showing me pictures and shit. But I was reading like, I'm gonna stop. I've been reading like documentaries and like biographies of dead actors. Actors and actresses.
That sounds very interesting.
One of them, like an actress that I was really like into, as far as like, I thought they were like beautiful and stunning, like Marilyn Monroe.
Oh yeah, she's beautiful.
So I read a biography on her, and a bunch of fucked up shit happened in her life.
Yeah.
But it's amazing to see where she came from.
She was married at 15, wasn't it? Wasn't she? Something like that?
She was. It was like she was married at 15, and then shit happened.
Oh my god, I thought that was a child running with a child.
He died very young. I think it was like 25.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
She was like married with one of her ex-husbands. She divorced and then she died.
It was crazy, and like every time I feel like shit, like fuck, I can never amount to anything, or I can never do anything. I always look back on like all these articles that I've read about these actors and actresses, and I'm just like, you know what? They've pulled through in some of the shittiest situations, like because they were born in the time of like where technology wasn't a thing, so you couldn't really like put yourself out there with technology. You had to work your way up. Like you actually had to put in hard work to work your way up. You couldn't just like stay at home and do whatever, right?
Yes, that's true. I mean, it was a very completely like different time back then, especially because Hollywood was also just starting. There was a lot of things that were just starting, but I think that's also the same for right now. We're evolving into this new generation where we have a lot of new technology, different jobs, like things are just getting started, like businesses are starting and running every single day. There's always room to become more than who you are right now. And I think that's what people often forget,
It's a world of opportunities.
It really is, and it's kind of like
it's up to you to take those opportunities and really like push through with them.
Yeah. It's difficult at first, but perseverance is really what gets you through it all.
Yeah, man. Without that perseverance, I wouldn't be where I am right now.
Yeah, you want to hear something? So, I had to take a test.
Is it about perseverance?
Kind of. It's similar to perseverance. And yeah. All right. Well, let me tell the story.
Okay, I got it.
I had to take a test, right? And I'm bilingual. I speak 2 languages, so the test was in Spanish, and they were like, okay, cool. So we're gonna ask you a few questions, and then you're just gonna answer in Spanish. It wasn't a person. It was like automated phone call test. I took the test. I apparently forgot how to speak Spanish. So it literally, most of the sentences were like exactly how I just said perseverance.
Quickly, speak Spanish right now. Prove it.
Oh God, no.
Hello, how was your day today?
Good.
I meant in Spanish.
No, I panicked.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
I'm good. How are you?
¿Dónde está el biblioteca?
The library is
In Spanish, please, Anna.
in Spanish.
Just speak Spanish. Just prove that you can speak Spanish.
I can't. I'm on the spot.
Alright. So moving on from there, you took a test and you forgot to speak Spanish. How'd you get through?
I have no idea. I just know I blacked out halfway through.
I blacked out and then decided that my my subconscious was just starting to speak in Spanish.
Yeah, it really did happen like that though. I kind of like it like just completely flew over my head. I was like, okay, I test, and my mouth kind of just did whatever it did, and I was like, okay, well, I spoke some Spanish. I hope they accept me for this position.
You put your brain on autopilot.
I really did. I don't know if that was a good idea or a bad idea. I mean, I do know that I spoke clearly for 2 of those test questions, though.
That's all I can remember. 2 questions, and then all of a sudden...
Honestly, more than 1, and I'll take it. So I did not think I was going to do that well to begin with.
2 is better than none. So you know what? I made it.
That's right. Get nay-nayed on.
That's what perseverance gets you.
That's what perseverance is.
Stop, because if you keep saying perseverance, I'm gonna...
That's okay. I've been looking at that man over there, like, looking out into the I don't know what this is. This is not...
words don't do visual jokes justice.
I know they don't, but I want to describe this, and I can't find the words. I can't ever find the words.
Yeah, that's because
yes,
it's a
and
visual joke.
You keep interrupting me. Stop interrupting me. Let me struggle with my words so I can say a full sentence without you interrupting me.
So I'm supposed to stay here and just be quiet and wait until...
While I figure out the word, yes.
Alright, fine.
This man is looking out into this body of water, and he's just like... He's just like chilling, he's vibing. For a second though, I thought he was shirtless, and you know what I thought? I thought of Gibby. I was like, Gibby! This is where you're supposed to laugh. Fake laugh. Right now. Oh my god, thank you. I know, that's so funny. I deserve a gold medal for that one. Yes. Yes, thank you for that fake laugh. Very wonderful.
No, it's not.
Yes, no, I know it's real this time. I know it's real.
Because you told me to be quiet. And it's just like, oh, I'm going to describe this so well. If I find the right words.
Describe it so well. Oh god, no.
Once I get the right words, I'm going to describe the shit out of this. And all of a sudden, this man, on the body of water. Fuck yeah.
I have the mental capacity of a 2nd grader, especially more with that like concussion that I'm sure that I have right now. So even spicier.
I know what a concussion feels like.
Yeah, well, right now my head is just like throbbing. It's in constant pain. Yeah.
But aren't we all in constant pain?
That is the whole point of this, isn't it? That person is probably posing for pictures. I am so sorry. I just cannot stop staring. They just keep walking back and forth. They keep hopping up onto the ledge, and then they like hop back down. And I'm just like, okay, you know what? Yeah, you pop off. You take those pictures. You post them to Facebook because you do look like a 30-year-old woman or man. I don't know. You look like a 30-year-old person that could have a Facebook. And once you post it onto there, I really hope everyone compliments you. And they're like, hell yeah, look at you go. Look at you go standing on top of that ledge, looking all, naked, not looking like an orange and shit.
Thank you for vamping. Now I can actually move on with it.
Oh, vamping? Nah, this is gonna turn into a whole story.
This is like a 30-second commercial in between.
Do you remember Annoying Orange?
Oh, God, Anna, that's such a random way to segue into something.
This is not a segue. This is an actual question.
But why did we have to move on to this?
Because.
Alright, well, just to keep things going, yes, I know about the Annoying Orange. I don't watch them anymore, but
the question was, do you remember them? Because I remember them not fondly. The opposite of fondly, honestly. You know what? For Christmas or for my birthday, if you ever wanted to give me a dictionary, I wouldn't be opposed to that. I do need to read.
Have you heard of the... No, I can't talk about that right now. We're going to get off topic. We're still talking about the annoying orange.
Honestly, my mascot, if anything could ever be my mascot, it would be the annoying orange.
My favorite, like, annoying orange episode was when, the fucking, the coconut, have you ever seen that? There's, like, the coconut or whatever, takes over the kitchen, and Orange is like, alright, well, I gotta beat the fuck out of him. And then out of nowhere, instead of, you know how they're like, haha, knife?
Oh, yeah.
They're like, oh, shit, and they get cut by the knife. There was, instead of being cut with a knife, he was like crushed with a hammer, I think. And that's like my favorite episode because Orange gets fucked and then he comes back and he's like, oh, now it's time for me to do the fucking.
Yeah.
And then he fucks up, or he gets the coconut fucked up and he gets his kitchen back.
That's good. My favorite from there was the pear.
The pear?
Yeah, I remember this one episode where like the orange took a bite out of the pear, I think. Or some shit like that.
For some reason, I never really liked the pear.
The pear is my favorite because he's the most annoying one out of them all.
Pear, I think I like the marshmallow.
Oh yeah, marshmallow. Marshmallow was wholesome, but like, didn't they get wrecked like every episode?
I think so. There was another one aside from, there was, oh yeah, it was orange, pear,
There's apple.
passion, marshmallow, grapefruit, and Grandpa Lemon.
I thought you were gonna say granola. I was like, well, I did not watch that episode.
Bro, have you ever had, I can't go off on this tangent.
Well, no, you have to. That's the whole point.
Well, I mean, it's just gonna be random. It's
Well,
not
that's
gonna be connected
random.
to anything. Well, I mean, fuck. Have you ever had, like, yogurt and granola?
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm lactose intolerant, but I love it so much.
I love that shit.
It's very good.
It's so good. It tastes amazing.
I like mine with a little bit of strawberries in it, either fresh or like the jam. Or, you know, yeah, because it's like really good.
It's like a parfait.
Oh,
Well, it is a parfait.
Yeah,
but
well,
just,
yeah.
I have mine without the fruit. I just get like strawberry yogurt and then put the granola inside.
Oh, yeah, that's not bad.
It's nice.
It really is. I'm very used to eating granola. Sometimes I'll eat it like as cereal. It's just good.
That's Honey Bunches of Oats without
That really is.
without the cornflakes.
Honey Bunches of Oats is kind of like my go-to if nothing else feels right. But you know, it's all good. It's all good.
If my stomach feels like shit, I'll eat Honey Bunches of Oats. Just cause like, what? You're just looking at photos again?
Yeah. If they want to follow the Twitter, I will post it on there.
And stop.
Let me get the Twitter handle out real quick. I believe it's @sadboys1. @sadjuice1.
@sadjuice1.
No, the sadjuice1.
Let me see it.
The sadjuice1.
Sadjuice1.
There, yes.
All right,
Someone
well-
had the sad juice before we did, and honestly, that makes me a little mad.
Alright, well,
Could've been
whoever,
perfect.
if you have Twitter or whatever, right?
Follow us on that.
Follow us, retweet our shit, right? Retweet it everywhere and anywhere.
Retweet the one post that I have up already.
Get this channel to 100 to 10 subscribers.
10. Wow, that really went from like.
Because I felt like 100 was gonna be too ambitious, and I was like, nah, there's no way. Well, no, you know what, Anna?
What?
Fuck it. If we want clout or whatever, we gotta think big. We gotta be confident in what we're doing, right? If we want 100 subscribers, we be confident in wanting and in getting it, right?
I just kind of want I mean,
just want to have a good time.
I just want to have enough money to buy like a donut. That'd be kind of nice.
You know, being a kid is like it's kind of cool, right? It's just like, sorry, unprofessional yawn. But being a kid is a lot of fun because there's not too many responsibilities that you have from like age when you were born to like 12 or so, right? It's really fun because like the life is whatever. You don't really got to worry about too much. After that, there are some certain responsibilities that you need to have, but like all the way up until 12 years old, it's a lot of fun, right? The only problem that I had as a kid was just like there were things I wanted that I didn't have money for, right? But now that I'm an adult and I have money, I get to buy and experience things that I usually wouldn't have been able to do when I was younger. Like there was this one time when I was younger, I really wanted to get. I wanted to like buy like $100 worth of candy, right? But I didn't have $100 with me because I was a kid. So as an adult, I was like, man, I was in like the candy aisle at a store, and
What's his name, right? Yeah.
I think I mean, if you're gonna look at names, you gotta put capitals in there.
Oh no, it's okay. I'll just tag them.
But I remember I was just in like the candy aisle, and I was like, man, I remember when I was a kid, and I wanted to get as much candy as I could, or as much as like would fit in my arms. And then as an adult, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm an adult. I can buy shit. So I grabbed a shitload of candy, and it came out to like $100-something, and I was like, fuck, that's a lot more than I was expecting to fit in my arms. But then I bought it, and then I left, and then my family freaked out. Because they were like, how much candy was that? Or how much money was that? And I was like, it was $100. And you got $100 worth of candy? And I was like, yeah.
That is a lot of candy.
Well, it's a lot of candy, but at the same time, I got to experience something that I was never able to when I was younger.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess so, you know.
Which was buying a shitload of candy.
I mean, that tends to happen when you finally have liberties of your money.
And I'm going to stop you right now.
It's really spent very irresponsibly. Don't worry, I've learned from my mistakes. I've learned from my mistakes.
Did you turn the volume down?
Yes, I learned from my mistakes. You know, we really are a professional podcast here. Nothing but the top quality.
I would say.
Best hosts? Are we hosts? No, we're not.
Well, I mean, we're co-hosting.
Best co-hosts here.
Best co-host. Everything's gonna get split 75-25.
So 75-25?
75-25. I get 25.
You get 25. I get 75.
Yeah.
Because I am the talent. I'm the brains. I am the money. I bring everything.
Sure do, Anna.
Yes, I know I do. Thank you very much.
Oh man, managing that social media must be difficult.
Oh, it's it really weighs heavy on my shoulders, which were affected heavily by that car accident.
I should be more considerate about that.
Yes. I do bring the car.
You know, you right. Otherwise we would have been like outside.
It would be the weather.
But would it change?
The weather
really?
podcast. It would just be a lot shorter.
It'd just be a lot more chilly.
Just be a lot more cold. We'd just be sitting on the ground. We'd just be wet by the rain, and we'd just be like, yes, this is the sad boys, the sad juice. Wow.
I think you're just thinking about sad boys.
I think that accident really affected my head. This is not the first time this happened to.
Sana, colito lerano.
Oh, thank you. Wow, oh my god, I've been healed.
What does that mean?
That means,
Sana,
like,
colito lerano.
well, essentially, it's not going to translate directly to English, but what it means is, you know, essentially get better.
Oh. Me gusta.
Remember when there was like those memes from like early 2012?
I remember those memes.
Yeah, those
I
memes
like those.
They were a little bit creepy, not gonna lie.
Those are way better than the fucking memes we have now.
What are you talking about?
Every meme is a fucking repeat, and I hate it.
What are
I
you
mean,
talking
those memes were a repeat, but every meme now is just like a fucking...
You mean you don't enjoy that Brad Pitt meme that I just...
No.
that
You know about TikTok, right?
Of course I know about TikTok.
Hate, like, this isn't just me trying to get on the bandwagon, but I hate TikTok. Because everything's the same. Have you ever seen the ones where it's like, boys born in this month are like fucking idiots or whatever?
No, because I watch people eating cheese.
The only TikToks that I like are like actually talented people, like people who like dance and art, you know? Shit like that.
Yeah.
Instead of people just in front of the camera shaking their shit. They're like boys in front of the, like 13-year-old boys trying, like feeling themselves. And like, that shit's gross.
Listen, I don't keep up with TikTok for that. I keep up with them for the rats, the cheese, and that's kind of it really. Yes, I am a rat.
I am a rat.
Welcome to the Rat Podcast. I eat cheese every single day. Follow me on Twitter for that ASMR cheesy eats.
tried doing ASMR, and I've listened to a bunch of ASMR. I don't really think it's for me.
You know, you have a certain finesse,
You gotta have a certain finesse.
but I don't think you have it for ASMR. Not saying that I have it either, because quite obviously we've established that today that I am far too loud for ASMR.
No, you're good. You're good.
Well, I'm gonna call it that. I'm gonna call myself good. I'd call myself good.
Because it's ranchy.
Because I'm a rat. Ah!
Listen, the beginning of this may have been okay, but this part now is kind of scuffed just because now I have to pee.
That's great. Do you want to go ahead and like take the microphone with you, and then we'll just like hear you pee, and then you can do. Oh, we can have like a segment. We could like,
ASMR. We can a segment of ASMR. Yeah.
ASMR
No. ASMR pee, boys.
Like this video to start up that segment.
Pee is the real sad juice.
Oh, ew.
What do you mean, ew? It's nectar of the gods.
Okay.
Ah, speaking of gods, I have been really into like
Chinchillas?
Greek mythology recently.
Oh my god, you've never told me you got a chinchilla.
I fucking love Greek mythology. Well, I love and hate it because there are like some stories out there that are kind of fucked, but like I love like the decent stories of Greek mythology. Like one that I'm sort of into right now is like Achilles, right?
Ooh, yeah.
Story of Achilles.
That's right, choke when you spit.
In summary, the story of Achilles, like this dude was like, his mother was like, oh shit, he's gonna be like the greatest soldier.
Yeah.
And then,
You done fucked up?
but they were like, oh, he's still mortal, he's gonna die, tragic fucking death. And his mother was like, ah shit, I can't have that. So she dipped Achilles in the river Styx, held him by his heel. Of course, that's just a story, right? Dipped him into the river Styx, and then when she drug him out, right?
She just grabbed her kid and she was like, alright, time to get back out of that water.
Yeah, she was like, she grabbed him by the heel, and dipped him inside, pulled him out, and whatnot. And then for the rest of his life, he was like invincible except for his heel. And I really enjoy that story because it's number one fucked because his mom dropped him in the river, but it's kind of cool in a way that like he grew up being immortal, not really being able to feel anything. But eventually he died because obviously they found out about his heel, and like Achilles' heel hit him in the heel, he dies. And that was his only weakness. He was only vulnerable by his heel.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you take his heart and you put it where his heel is, and that's essentially what it is.
Yeah, they
But I thought it
basically
was
did
cool.
that. They were just like, alright, guys, your heart is in your heel, time to slash them motherfucker up. Yeah, I mean, the Greek mythology is definitely really interesting. I'm very much into the whole Zeus stories and stuff. I also like knowing about like I don't know, is this Greek mythology about like the constellations and stuff? Cause like,
Well, the zodiacs are Greek.
yeah, the zodiacs, because that's really what I am all about. I like to read up about different zodiacs and stuff. Primarily only the people that I know about. Primarily and only are the same thing. I'm sorry.
I am not a believer in zodiacs. Like, I do not believe in them at all. In the slightest.
I do, because you very much represent who you are.
I feel like they're just a bunch of vague descriptions of people born in very specific time frames.
It's a vague description of a group of people, and most of the times it is correct. But
Yeah,
here's the
that's not
thing.
most of the time type shit. I'm just like, I don't know.
Well, yeah, because, okay, listen, if we really want to get into this, because I'm a nerd about this stuff, like, you have to look at your entire chart, like, your rising, your sun, your moon, your, what is it? I forget the rest, but it's, I'm nerd
really,
about this.
I'm really into this, you know,
I can't remember the rest of what they are, but, you know, you have to look at the entire chart in order to really see who the person is going to be, because all of those planets and all of those signs are very important into telling what the personality of a person is, what they are in this specific part of their life, perhaps in how they are in their career, work life, how they are in relationships, whether that be family, friendship relationships, like romantically. It tells a lot about a person. So to some extent, I do believe in the zodiac. because it really is one of those things that can actually tell you what a person's all about, what they like, what they dislike. Obviously, it's not going to be 100% true because, like, you know, it's just words, really. But I don't know.
I don't know.
Do you still have to go pee?
Oh, yeah, but like, I can do it in a second.
Alright, well, as long as you don't pee yourself right now.
No, that's cool. I mean, maybe it's just because, like, I don't know. Like, I'm not super into zodiacs, and that's why, like, I just don't believe in them at all. But I think if I decided to, like, hunker down and try to learn a lot about them, then maybe I would see some sort of connection, and maybe I would believe in them at that point. But just as I stand right now, just like with what I know about zodiacs, right? Like, you know how they have your daily horoscope.
Okay, those I don't believe.
Yeah, I don't believe in daily horoscopes. Like, I've never once had one of them, like, be accurate to what's happening. Like, there was one where it was like, socializing will be good for you if you end up doing it. Like, good things will happen, positivity, make new friends, and whatever. I'm like, yeah, that's usually what happens when you socialize. But they were like, this particular day, and I was like, all right, well, I guess I'll give it a shot. And I was just like, and this was during school when I read this, so I was like, going to people, I was like, hey, what's up? Aha! And I was like, hey, what's going on? I was like giving people high fives and whatever, like fist bumps and everything, right? And I was doing this just to random people, and I never really spoke to those people again. Like, I just like saw them in the hall. I was like, hey, how's it going? What's up? What's cool? Just like, hey, how you doing? Right? And I was just being super informal and very casual with just people around me, and just trying to overall be, have a good time. But it just, none of them ever stuck as friends. They were just like people I met in the hallways.
Well, I mean, again, like I said, you really have to take your entire chart into account, because otherwise, like, it could be a message that's like, yes, it's for your sun sign, but it's not for, like...
In fine print, unless you're very casual, then you will fucking die, loser.
Oh my goodness, no. Yeah, so now I've lost my entire train of thought.
I'm sorry, you're talking about, like, you gotta look into the specifics, like...
Yes, but don't worry, I have lost my entire train of thought. It just came and it went. As soon as it, like, got here, it just left. It was like, fucking book it right now. Anna's about to say words, just stop her.
She's about to be intelligent right now. We can't have that, yo.
Yeah, it's very few moments that I have when I am truly intelligent, and I think I have really reached my limits here.
It's when I think I'm truly intelligent is when my brain likes to cut off.
Yes. It really does. It also likes to cut off when I'm, like, about to say words correctly, and then it'll be like, halt. You are not allowed to pause.
This E and this Q, we're gonna switch those.
That's right. You thought you were gonna be intellectual? Nah, think again. Get nannied on.
The universe pulled out. Shit.
Uno reverse?
No, I can't remember it.
Well, doesn't it suck to be me?
Oh no, I got it. Now my joke's lame because I got it later, but like I'm still gonna say it. The universe pulled out all 5 pieces of Exodia. I don't know if you understood that, but it's okay if you did.
My brain is like at max capacity. I don't think you understand what I mean by that. Like, I mean,
it won't take in any information.
No, whatever I'm rambling on about right now is just pure like autopilot. Like, brain max capacity. It's like heating up. It's overheating. It's there's smoke coming. Yeah, I smell the smoke. It's coming out.
You ever seen when Patrick tried to use his brain?
I'm Patrick.
I am Patrick.
No. I'm Patrick.
Then I'm
Hello,
Squidward.
This is Patrick.
I'm Squidward. Hi.
Well, yeah.
Oh, I'm Squidward.
No, this is Patrick.
Is this the Krusty Krab? No, this is Patrick. Hello, is this the Krusty Krab? No, this is Patrick.
Just starts sweeping with the end of the broom. Do you remember that episode? What a stellar episode.
Have you seen that episode? Can I take your hat, sir? Can I take your hat, please? Or something.
Oh man, Patrick is wholesome, but he's so stupid.
Remember when I don't want to keep talking about SpongeBob, because then that just like, because then the rest of this is just gonna be like, hey, remember that episode of SpongeBob?
Hey, we're just gonna be talking in Patrick voice.
Thanks. I think I'll eat it now.
Oh my god, Patrick is so mean. He's such a badass.
I think I'll eat it now. Oh. Where'd my candy bar go?
Looks menacingly over at SpongeBob. My chocolate.
Chocolate!
Oh yeah.
Chocolate!
That fish was also, if I could have a mascot, it would be the fish too.
If I had a mascot, it'd be the fucking, the broken guy? The one who pretends like he's broken as shit.
No, I don't remember, but you know who your mascot would be?
Who?
It would be,
Plankton?
No, it would be Gary.
Oh, fuck, I don't know. Well, Gary's kind of cool.
Gary's like very intellectual. He's like the time space master, isn't he?
In SpongeBob's mind.
Yeah.
Right? No, he was like the guy. He's just a dude in the library.
Yeah, that's right. But with a cape.
In Gary's dreams, he was like the most more intellectual than Squidward. And Squidward's quote unquote the most intellectual apparently.
Well, yes, but here's the thing: Squidward's a little shit.
Do you know that?
Very self-absorbed. Also depressed. Shouts out to you, Squidward. Peace and love, my guy.
You know what's really fucking weird? Is the fact that like Squidward, his name's Squidward Tentacles, right? Squid, right?
Yeah.
But he looks like a fucking octopus.
Yeah, well, that's because they really fucked it up, and they were like, yeah, let me get his anatomy wrong, and let me just call him by the wrong name, just like how everyone calls sea star starfish, and that is not the correct terminology. People, get your head out of your ass. It is sea stars.
All right, Miss Marine Biology.
Yes, go ahead.
But what I was gonna say was like, I don't know. I think because like maybe they did that on purpose, right? And they just used Squidward because it was just a name that fit better, right? What are you gonna call an octopus? Octoward?
Octavius.
You think SpongeBob would? Do you see SpongeBob calling Squidward Octavius?
Hey, it's Octavius.
Patrick, stop! You're gonna scare. That means he's afraid of Santa Claus. Fuck, I don't remember that one. It was a meme or some shit. But like, our Mr. Octavius. That just doesn't. It sounds like he's an evil villain. Also, that's copyright because Marvel owns Dr. Octavius.
I did not realize that's where that came from. That's just the first thing that popped into my head. Like I told you,
Doc
my
Ock?
head.
Dr. Octopus?
My head is on autopilot. My mind, my brain, it's smooth, it's juicy, it's slick. It contains no wrinkles.
What do you call a woman with 8 vaginas? No, wait, hold on. What do you call it when a woman has... No, whatever. My joke is already ruined. If I have to repeat a joke, that means it's already ruined. Maybe both of our brains are like shutting down right now.
I think
They're just at their limit.
I think my brain is shutting down. I think your need to pee really has really just blocked you from thinking of more things.
That's the thing, which is genuinely terrifying. Like if I need to pee.
Would you like to go pee and I can just keep talking while you do that and then
That's cool.
You can be
It's almost over.
Oh, you're right. Wow.
But like that's the thing. Like if there are moments where like I'll feel like I'm the smartest person in the room just because like I'm saying shit.
Oh man, could never be me.
Right? Mm-hmm. But then the moment I need to pee, I just like ramble and babble on random things. I'm just like, oh man, then the moment I go pee, I'm just back to being like the Albert Einstein.
Yeah, well, here's the funny thing about me and needing to go pee. First off, I have a very weak bladder, so like I have to go pee frequently. And if I don't go pee and I just hold my pee in, then I'll just like really need to go pee. And what ends up happening is that I will lose just any complete barriers that I have, and I'll just start saying random shit. Like the other day, I had to go pee, but I was hanging out with someone, of course, being safe, wearing the masks and stuffs, and I just had to go pee, and so they had to drive me back to my place, and I was like, I don't remember half the things that I was saying. All I know is that I was just singing at some point. I was like, Kumbaya, amor.
I once did that on like, I think it was a Christmas party or like a Thanksgiving party, and the person whose home that we were in, I was singing that shit, and they got very, very upset with me because I just wouldn't stop, and I was like, oh shit.
Well, you know what? They deserve a gold medal for being so pissy about that.
Oh.
No, like they gotta calm down. Like they just gotta ignore you if that. Like what's the whole point of people being mad with others when it's just like small things like that?
Well,
like yeah, I mean, it's annoying, but like
I was singing it the entire night.
Doesn't matter. just like go to another room.
But I was being. You know what also happened during that time?
What?
I ate like a whole ass pie tray
Oh my
of
goodness.
pumpkin pie, right? And when I finished it, I got very sick, and I just did not want to eat pie, pumpkin pie specifically.
Yeah, it could never happen to me.
God, pumpkin pie gives me nightmares sometimes, just because of like.
It's delicious.
Well, I mean, if you ate it in the quantity that I did,
Yeah, well, I've been in very big quantities.
it's very dangerous, and it's terrifying.
What are you talking about? That sounds like fun. Honestly, I've eaten multiple pies by myself in the span of a day. Just casually, you know, that's kind of what I have as a meal. I'll have I used to. Not anymore. I tried to, you know, mix it up a little, provide some maybe bread.
Try to hold back for some time.
Yeah, that's really how I am, you know. I only had a slice of cake today. I had one yesterday. I will go back and finish that slice of cake that I did not finish today.
I actually don't like cake.
I love cake. I love all types of food. Yeah. I think that's where we're gonna end it off. You know, talking about food's always good. I hope that whoever is listening to this,
Talking about food's always good.
all two,
God,
three,
I hate cake so much.
all 2 or 3 of our listeners, I really hope they can get some food after this, because this might have made them hungry.
No, there's no way. But there's no way we've made somebody hungry by talking about food after piss.
Food is so great. Do you ever just want a
piss
really
is so
warm,
great.
hot meal?
We're wanting a warm, hot bottle of piss.
It's okay, you know, I think someone really has to go pee right now, so this is where we're going to end it. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this mess of a podcast. Later. Are you going to say bye?
Do I have to say bye?
Okay, I guess so.
Alright, on 3. Ready? And then... on 3 and then...
Okay.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3... Bye. You're supposed I'm gonna keep this going until you fucking do this.
Bye.
1, 2, 3, bye.